Can you describe your experience over the last year?
My experience over this last year?
Mm-hmm.
This year has been, this is how I've explained it to other people. Because like people will ask you like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this year has been the best year of my life, but also the absolute worst year of my life.
Can you dive into that?
Yeah. So this year, so this is really hard for me a little bit because I've never talked publicly or socially about this. Like I've had a lot of insinuations like on my Instagram and my like channel, my social media and stuff, but I haven't said it like in words. But this year I actually went through my divorce.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't even imagine how difficult that must be.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. Like when I say it, there's so many emotions. There's emotions of like, I'm so happy. Genuinely, I'm sitting here the happiest I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some raw emotions behind just even the word divorce, right?
Of course.
And you're like, anybody who hears divorce, they're like, unless you've been through it, it's kind of like this taboo thing. I think that most people are like, oh, like immediately, you know, your reaction was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like that's, and most of the time, most people will say, I'm sorry. That's intense. And my reaction will be, honestly, dude, I feel so good.
You're happier.
Oh, yes. But it took me all year to get there.
Yeah.
You know?
I can imagine what that grieving process was like.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, and I'm going to be like super raw and vulnerable here because I think that most people need that in this space. I could mask it as much as I want and be like, you're going to get through it and it's going to be fine, right? But there was so many low moments throughout my year that like even revisiting it, like it's shaky, it's nervous, it's anxious. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. When I was first going through the separation, okay, I remember scrolling on Instagram because I wanted to find like solace or like peace in this. You go through something and like, where do you immediately go to find relatability?
Social media.
Instagram, TikTok, like whatever.
Yeah.
I had such a hard time like figuring out or finding queer spaces like that were, or queer voices that were very honest and open about this space.
Yeah. Did you end up finding anything?
Not really.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nobody speaks about this.
Not in like a candid way that I would have wanted or appreciated at that moment. More so, it was like, maybe it was like raw emotions in the moment for that person, but they were like bashing their partner, like their ex-partner or their ex-wife, ex-husband, whatever. But I couldn't find anything that was like positive or like, hey, like you're going to get through this. Like you're fine. I went through it and it was really crappy, but like I just couldn't find it.
Turning it on its head.
Yeah.
What made you decide to break off the relationship?
There are certain things in a marriage that should not cross certain spaces, boundaries, lines. And it was one thing that was important for me. Something happened and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. What's crazy is when I said I was finished, right? I was also my most depressed. I had anxiety constantly. I felt like I was losing my mind.
Was this while you were in the relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that it's kind of weird when I revisit that space because I look back and I used to think I'm so weak. Dude, I had dropped 25, 30 pounds.
Wow. Not eating?
No. Yeah. I was like depressed.
I have the same anxiety response. I don't eat. Yeah, for sure.
We walk in here and I was like, bro, I haven't eaten. Not because I'm anxious or anything. I'm just like, God, what is wrong with us, bro?
You know what's funny? We're both personal trainers and it is 2:00 in the afternoon. We both know better than to not eat until
And the fact that I made you eat a Sour Patch Kid with me is crazy. Like, don't take my advice. But like, take it. Like,
No. Take our advice. Just don't do what we do.
Yeah, don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to just have a sugar rush.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah.
But no, dude, like I feel much more calmer now. I was a little bit anxious starting this because like I've been thinking about this moment talking to you, and you and I have been friends for a minute. So like there's this organic conversation and chemistry between us that I was like, okay, chemistry. That mask on mask.
I had to. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I had to.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay.
They're gonna
Continue
love
what you were saying.
So, I felt like really safe coming into this space. So let me rewind for anybody who doesn't know. My wedding, my marriage, it was very public. Right.
I remember seeing the videos. You and I have followed each other for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on purpose. Like I posted like clips of the wedding, the ceremony, and there was so many viral moments in those spaces. Like I think one video got 8 million views. Another one got 3, another one got 2. And so like suddenly I'm feeling like this, it wasn't pressure at the moment. It felt really good. I was like, hey, this is cool. Like this is a queer representation of what like marriage is. And like, you cue the sounds, cue the lights, cue the love, blah, blah, blah. And like everyone's looking at it. You'd get like a crap ton of hate comments, and then you'd get like really great comments,
Yeah.
And I think my social media built off of, it was already like a good social media presence and stuff off of my coaching or like my style or whatever. But this kind of catapulted it into a new direction. And it was really hard for me to suddenly turn that off when the marriage was ending.
Yeah.
Because it was like very sudden. And I remember thinking like, I don't even care about social media. Like my real life, like literally real life is playing. You're going through emotions, you're going through changes, your like life is actually lifing. And I didn't care about social like at all. I think I like went off Instagram for a whole month, which is kind of hard, right?
That's kind
like
of
when
hard.
you're always on it.
Oh yeah, especially as you make your living from social media.
I do make some living off of it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's like a weird saying.
No.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're a content creator and when
Yeah.
you rely on social media as your work, that's your source of income, that becomes something that is extremely difficult to unplug.
Yeah.
It's not like we are consumers because we can't just turn it off.
Right.
So when life becomes too difficult or too busy and people like you or I fall off of social media, I think that's when shit has hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. And to that point, I gave myself time. I was doing other things like therapy and like alone time and reading Mel Robbins books and listening to podcasts and taking, yes.
Love her.
Like
Yeah.
all of them, like healthy things that I possibly was trying to reach to get to make myself feel better. And I think I remember one time going back on Instagram and I had like DMs asking me like,
What happened?
what happened? What's going on? Like all these crazy accusations. And it literally made me spiral again.
Of course.
And I was
Yeah.
like, man, I think it's kind of crazy. This year has taught me that people really don't know you.
They think when you become a public figure,
Mhm.
especially when you're in a public couple, I think people believe they have access to you
Mm-hmm.
or you owe them some type of attention or explanation. And there's two sides of that argument. On the one hand, you kind of do.
Right.
Because you put it out there, you made it public.
Right.
If you're going to go through something like a divorce or a breakup or this, that, and the other, and you've built your brand, I'm not saying you did this. I don't think you did. But if you've built your brand around being in a couple and you do break up, yeah, you do kind of owe your audience an explanation.
Yeah.
And on the other, you're still a person who is entitled to their privacy.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting kind of argument.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, for me, which is why I'm here, like months later, this is almost a year later.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time I'm talking about, like saying verbally out loud, I'm officially legally divorced, and without like telling friends and family and like, stuff like that.
Of course.
And that's such a crazy thing. Like a year is such a long time, but not when you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. And you add the label of divorce on top of it. A breakup's already hard enough, especially when you're a lesbian. How did you feel? Okay. They tell you to listen to your gut. And that is something that is really difficult in practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for someone to look at you and say, oh, just listen to your gut. And then you're in it and your gut is screaming at you and you're still in it. How did you feel? How did your nervous system feel in the relationship?
I think that's a really good question, and something that I've really worked on this year is like establishing a better relationship with myself. And I say that because I did have so many like feelings internally, like something feels really off or like what's going on. Like, you know, when you're good with your partner, you know, you're good with a friend, right? Like there's these feelings of like, hey, we're on the same page. And then there's, if it's the opposite, like you feel that so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I look back at if I were to sit down with myself now, like same me last year, I was a mess. My gut, my stomach, my nervous system, everything was just so mushy and complicated and all over the place. It's crazy how you just know when you're not meant for something anymore.
Oh, yeah. And then something happens and it's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
It could
absolutely.
be the smallest thing.
Right.
The smallest thing or the biggest thing. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But something, when you're feeling that way,
Mm-hmm.
is going to inevitably push you over the edge and go, I'm done.
Yeah. And I think it's important to share this is that you're not stuck in anything.
You're never stuck.
You're not stuck. Like I think a lot of the times in marriages, and I'm going to make this about my feelings and how I felt and stuff. A lot of the times I think that you and your partner know that it's not right anymore. But maybe because of the legal commitment, maybe because of the commitment, especially like this is a segue. As queers, lesbian, gay, whatever, under the umbrella, let's say you get married. You already have this kind of pride about it because you're like, we can get married. We fought for these rights. Like now we are able to do these things. And then when there's like a breakup, there's a divorce, there's this layer of like almost shame and guilt.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe like this is not working out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you know that it's not meant for you. I knew this before we ended everything. I knew this looking back. I can't tell you how long I knew this, but I did. You know?
Your gut knows.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the biggest advice that I tell people is like, listen to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not
never wrong.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So this year has been this year of like learning myself and like loving myself and being alone, but also like, I mean, you met me actually. We can talk about this.
Yeah.
You met me in my chaos, bro.
Yeah. Well, in person. Yeah.
We've been following each other
We've been
forever.
following each other for a while.
But I came for was
And
it
it was
LA
right
Pride?
around Pride. Yeah, it was right around Pride. Maybe right before that.
Like it was May or
Yeah.
something. And I was in my fucking chaos.
Can I reveal something about you?
Yes.
For a second.
What?
This is so funny. So she and I went to San Diego Pride. I looked at the camera for this one because it's so funny. She and I went to San Diego Pride. She had a couple of cocktails. She had a couple of cocktails, pulled me aside, and admitted something to me. It was so funny. So the first time I met you in person, I'm in the back of my head and I'm going, I don't think she likes me.
What?
I told you this.
I know, but I'm like, wait.
I told you this. So when you and I met in person, in the back of my head, I was like, I'm getting kind of a weird energy. I don't think she likes me in person. That's what I was thinking. Because you were kind of like looking over and avoiding me. And then you told me at San Diego Pride that you were like, oh, wait, you were attracted to a mask.
Oh, I was like, dude, it's kind of weird, but like, they're kind of hot. All drunk and dumb.
All drunk,
and
like internal crisis.
But that's the thing. I want to share this, dude.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of setting your life on fire.
Yeah.
And like falling to the ground and rebuilding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you don't know who you are anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't know going through divorce, right? Or going through any life changes, you don't know yourself. You don't know your identity anymore. You are completely like, I felt like I lost everything that I knew. Like quite literally, I lost everything that I knew at that moment.
Yeah.
So that also came with letting myself live my life, making really healthy choices and also making really unhealthy choices. You met me when I was in a very unhealthy state. Like
Yeah.
I was drinking. I was doing whatever I wanted. There was no rules to my life. I was probably escaping a lot of my like hurt, pain, confusion, like, and then that comes with identity crises.
Yeah.
That comes with what is like, I mean, I'm always 1000% lesbian. Like,
Same.
but that can also
There's
mean
no fluidity in me whatsoever
there's
for men.
No, yeah.
For dudes, no.
Mm-mm.
No.
But
do nothing for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying that. But it also is like, whoa, what does dating look like?
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, what am I attracted to now? Like, wow. Am I like confusing like this like sexy mask for something else? Like, what's going on, you know? And it's crazy, like just allowing yourself to explore those avenues that maybe you never thought you could explore.
Oh,
or
yeah.
even thought of, you know?
Yeah. It's funny because I had the opposite sort of journey because I always thought I was attracted to masks, like solely attracted to masks. Yeah. Listen. And then shut up. Yes, I am. As I got a little bit older, my attraction to femininity grew.
Right.
And
Interesting.
yeah, I still, people ask me to explain that and I still don't really know why. It's just the way that my attraction grew over time. Yeah. So I still don't really know how to explain that. Yeah, I mean, I'm still attracted to both types of people. It just depends on the energy of the person. And in your defense, I have a very feminine energy.
Makes sense.
Energy.
I'm on the wonder.
Yeah. Like, you're not the first person to say that to me, and I'm like, listen, I might look like this, but it's a facade. Okay, I'm just a girl on the inside.
I'm just a girl. Choose that girl
I'm
song.
Just a girl.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. I love you though for like something else is like I have made so many friendships this year. I vibe with anyone, but like the people who've become really close to me this year in particular are the ones who saw me in my chaos, my most fucked up states. And now I'm here where I'm like grounded and I'm like finally back to myself of like my new self. And you can see me and be like, I still vibe with you.
Yeah.
Like you're not just this like whatever I thought you were. Like you genuinely were like about my energy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I appreciate that because it's just been, dude, it's been a journey.
For sure.
This year has been.
I enjoyed watching the chaotic side of you. I enjoyed watching that. But I also understand that you have to go through it. I went through that after
Really?
my mom died. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. After my mom died, I went through a phase that was very similar because your heart shatters.
Yeah.
It's a different type of feeling than a divorce, but your heart shatters regardless.
There's grief.
There's grief. You have to pick yourself up and rebuild a new version of yourself because I didn't know who I was without my mom.
Damn, dude.
The feeling you're describing about everything you know being gone, that's how I felt after she passed away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through that same chaotic sort of era. And then about 2 years ago, I stopped drinking and rebuilt myself without having that crutch in my life.
Wow.
So
I'm really proud of you, dude.
Thank you.
That's like,
but I went through something similar and we all have to go through that.
That's important. I think that like for a minute I felt a little bit of like, again, shame is like a big word in my life and I embrace it because sometimes you can feel shame and be happy at the same time. You can feel sad and have like joy exist. I think like we put too much pressure on ourselves to just feel one feeling when we're like complex and we're like beautiful humans and we have beautiful emotions. And a lot of the times I would find myself almost feeling shameful for being super, super happy this year because I lost a lot. Like I lost a lot. I lived in a different state. I had built my life around the idea of a marriage and that comes with so many different layers. And all of a sudden, like it was just done.
Yeah.
And back to like that particular time frame in my life, which was this past January, I also knew that it was done. Sometimes you just know when it's finished. I encourage anybody who's like maybe relating to this situation to really listen to self and also just cut it when you know that it's not making you happy.
Oh yeah.
Like so many people fight and fight and fight and fight and then you just lose yourself. You become a shell of yourself. There was this instance last year when in the same month, so around this time last year, two people told me that my shine in my eyes were gone.
Wow.
There was no conversation about my eyes or anything. Like it was probably about like food or some shit, you know? And then like, I remember somebody looked at me and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm good. And they were like, you used to have this shine and it's gone. Like your eyes are black.
Wow. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do those little emotions
wow.
because it's going to make me cry, bro.
I'm over here like, wow.
And I'm over here like, don't cry, don't cry.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
Tears may come.
Sometimes I try to think of something profound to say when someone really shocks me. And the only thing that comes out is, wow.
That's me. I'm over here like, don't make any weird emotions or I'm going to start crying over here.
I promise I'm not going to start crying. Well, actually, I can't promise that.
I can't.
Sorry, guys. I'm telling you in advance, I might not be able to stop that.
It's like the maskies are always the most soft.
We're the babies, for sure.
We are.
But yeah, the light in your eyes is gone. That's how you know, especially with people who really love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like little signs like that. I already knew with myself something needed to change, and I often reflect back. I reflect back at myself, and I go, "Damn, like I'm very hard on myself. Type A, very like success driven. Very like I was raised in a super conservative Catholic family, and like so many expectations and roles to fulfill, and like some narcissism there. And when those things exist all together, you have so much pressure on you to perform and to show up. And I couldn't do that at all this year.
You had to rebuild your nervous system.
Yeah.
When you go through something like a failed marriage, I don't even like using that word. When people say failed relationship, failed marriage, I'm correcting myself right now.
I like that.
You just take away all of the lessons that relationship has taught you. It's not a failure.
Mm-hmm.
You go through everything for a reason.
Yeah.
So in that way, you can think of it as a success and building up your own sense of character.
Yeah. Mindset is everything with this.
Yes.
And when you're in it, you're like,
yeah,
like it's done. Like there was times where I couldn't get out of bed. I had a beautiful friend the first 2 weeks that I stayed at her house with, and she literally would come home from work and I would still be in bed at 6. And she would be like, Steph, get out of bed. And I'd be like, I don't want to. And she would literally like pull me out. I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh. It's okay.
Masky hands.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna cry on this, like, because whenever I cry, I always want to preface it with, I'm so fucking proud of being here.
Yeah, you should be.
Because there was moments that I had these thoughts that I was like, I don't want to fucking feel this. I don't want to go through this. How am I gonna see tomorrow? Like those are feelings that are like real.
Yeah.
When you're going through shit like this. And so I cry, and I cry often. Like, and I embrace crying. I embrace emotions because it's a release.
Yeah, it is a release. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. But also because I'm proud of myself. I'm like, bro, you did that shit.
You did it.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine still being in it? That's what I think about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When I've put myself through something really difficult and I feel like I've come out of the other side. Look back and go, what if I was still there? This last year may have been really hard, but you could still be there.
That's true. That's the point you were making.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The thing is, like, I'm so happy that this happened to me. And I can have moments like this where I cry and I'm like, holy crap, this was heavy, or this was a really dark moment in my life. But like, I would not take it back.
Yeah. Because
now I'm able to kind of stand confidently in like my healing, my journey, myself. And I read it on like, the pattern.
Yes. Yeah. Again. Also. Yes. Also that. Yes.
So I check on my pattern every now and then. And the pattern had mentioned that the kind of person that I am is the kind of person that like really has to learn by like the hardest experiences. I have to go through the hell of things in order for me to really understand. But with those things, I take it and I like turn it into something really beautiful. And so I remind myself that, like, if I'm having a day or if I'm having a moment or, you know, you get triggered by certain things, I'm like, you know what, dude, like, this is your life. And like, your story can not only impact my work, but hopefully impact others in ways where I searched for that at the beginning of the year and I couldn't find it.
So you're making it now.
Yeah, dude.
Which is kind of powerful if you think about it.
Oh, so crazy.
Yeah, you're the representation that you didn't have at the time. You're becoming that representation.
Yeah.
That's cool.
When I was searching on Instagram, number one, there was a lot of heterosexual platforms that talked about separation, divorce, going through like really intense changes, grief, trauma, whatever it is. But although the topics were the same and they don't hit the same than hearing a lesbian talk about it.
It's not the same. There's that age-old argument, and let me preface this by saying I'm very grateful to the generation of gays that came before us, because without them, we wouldn't have the rights that we have now.
Wow,
and I think people negate that a lot. So I'm very grateful to that generation for fighting for us.
Yeah.
That being said, there was that argument. We're just like you. It just looks a little bit different. No, we're not just like you. Our relationships look drastically different.
Yeah.
And I still have to explain this to my family members. Even someone like my sister, who's the most supportive person in the world.
Wow.
Sometimes she goes, well, my relationship is just like yours.
Right.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
A dynamic between two women, a dynamic between two men, that is very different than a dynamic between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It's just inherently different.
Yeah.
The breakups look different. The day-to-day arguments look different. Even the fun times together look different.
The speed at dating generally is very different. Like everything is.
The dynamic is completely different. I can imagine looking for that representation and not finding it was so frustrating.
Yeah. I felt like at that time I was, and this might be dramatic, but this is truly how I felt. Like I was the only person that was experiencing this.
Yeah.
And I was just searching for somebody to be like, hey, like you're in so much fucking pain right now and you are going through probably a really dark time and it's not going to end for a while. Like I actually wanted somebody to tell me that. Like, because a lot of people are like, just give it time, you know, oh, time heals. You don't want to hear that.
No, you want to hear it sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me it sucks and tell me like that you've been there, but like at the same token, it will be okay. But to be honest, it's going to suck for a while.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. When my mom first died, I was really close to my mom. We were best friends. So when she first died, I had a lot of people telling me, oh, it's going to be okay. Time heals. Same thing. And this pisses me off more than anything. Don't tell me she's still here. I hate that.
Damn.
Don't tell me she's still here. I get it. I understand where your heart is coming from.
Right.
But she's not still here.
Yeah.
Not in the way I want. So I had a lot of people telling me that. And I just wanted someone to tell me it sucks. Yeah. And you can feel what you need to feel.
That
it
part.
sucks.
Yeah.
You're going to get better over time, but right now it sucks. And it's not going to get better for a while. But you have to go through it.
That realness. I had one friend, two friends, but one in particular because she also went through a divorce. Mind you, she's a straight woman who married a man, but she would constantly tell me, hey bro, it's going to get worse. And I'd be like, why are you telling me that? But I would feel kind of like good about it.
Yeah, because you need that. You need that realist.
Yes. And then I would tell her like a new development in my divorce or something else that was happening. And she'd be like, it's going to get worse. And I'd be like, why do you keep saying that? And then one day I told her like the newest news and what's going on. And she was like, you're out of it. Wow. I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
See, there I go again.
Wow.
Wow. How would you say a queer divorce differs from a straight one?
That's hard because everyone's experience is going to be very different, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
and you've
very,
never
very
been
different.
through a straight divorce, so you can't speak to that. But just
I think that I can speak for myself when I say that there were a lot of questions that I had that were very unanswered. I think it goes back to what I was talking about, right? We fought so hard to get to a space where gay marriage is legal. So then suddenly when you put divorce on top of that, this is just me personally speaking. I felt like a shame, a failure. Like I felt like I let down everyone who fought for this. That was me personally. But I've also been very connected to the queer community anyway. Like, there's some lesbians and LGBTQ that like kind of just stay away from it and are just like, I'm gonna live my life and like be unbothered. And it's kind of funny because the more that I've been like myself this year, I'm like, I want to be so involved and I want to be like, what's my identity? What are my pronouns? Like all of those things matter to me more. But honestly, dude, I can't answer your question. It's really hard. That's something I'm gonna have to come back to. I will say that divorce is so intimidating when it's happening. The advices that I would have really wanted to hear is find the right representation for you.
That's good advice.
Because when you're going through legal divorce, okay, and it depends on states, but when you're going through a divorce, you are really relying on your firm and the attorney to like have your back and also hear you.
Yeah.
Right?
Do they become like a therapist in a way?
Oh, absolutely. Like literally, I had my therapist
Yeah.
on like speed dial sometimes. And then I had my attorney.
Yeah.
And my attorney, well, luckily, like how this happened, she was a referral from a friend of mine that I went to college with. And I was so grateful because she's actually queer herself.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she probably had a level of understanding that wouldn't have been there. That makes sense.
So that's kind of like a segue into that question you asked is like imagine I had like a cis male white Texas attorney representing me.
That would not have been the same experience.
I already know it would have been. It would have felt transactional. It would have felt very like, this is what we're doing and like emotions don't matter. What happened didn't matter. Oh, like your feelings involved don't matter. With my attorney, her name's Karina Rambeau.
Yeah.
And she's literally like somebody that I am like literally texted her yesterday. Mm-hmm. I'm officially divorced and I'm still texting her.
Oh,
like, yeah.
You guys are friends at this point.
Oh yeah. Like she's literally like, oh my God, like let me come to, cause I live in Denver.
Yeah.
She's like, let me come to Denver, let's visit, or like wherever you're at.
Yeah.
That's the kind of advices that I think I would give most importantly. And you wouldn't think this would be an advice going through this, a divorce, but you want to find the proper representation and also somebody who's queer if you can.
Like I said, that adds another level of understanding to a situation that's already so vulnerable. Yeah. And another thing is I feel like if I were in your shoes and I went to an attorney that was a straight white man or just a straight man in general, I would feel, I still deal with this with my own family members. Sometimes I find myself hiding away parts of my personality.
Wow. Like what?
I am not ashamed of being queer at all. I love who I am and I wouldn't change it. But my dad took such an issue with it. I still hide those parts away when I'm around some of my family members. And it's subconscious. Yeah. But I don't talk nearly as much about it. I just kind of put that part of me behind closed doors. And I think if I went to a guy like that or an attorney like that, I would do the same thing. And I wouldn't be as raw, honest, vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's very subconscious, but I do that. Even if I'm talking to a straight guy, sometimes I do that. It just depends on how comfortable the guy makes me feel. But I would need to have that type of representation, the type that you had. Yeah.
I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual though.
Yeah.
And I feel like everything that happened this year, it happened for me. It didn't happen to me. I think like phrasing of words is really important. Everything that happened for me.
I think things happen for you, not to you in general.
Yeah.
But I like that phrasing.
What happened, I think that there was like divine timing, intervention, whatever you want to call it, because everything, although some moments felt extremely dark and lonely and like depressed and like all of those words you want to use, it's like when I look back, I'm like, how did I get this particular representation? How did I land up in this situation? Everything was just, it's almost like this is kind of crazy to think about, but I feel like this was meant for me and it was supposed to happen for me. And it was already in the plan. And again, like being raised in a Catholic family, like that's a whole other podcast, bro.
That's a whole other one.
But going through what I went through growing up and like having to explain myself and like pray the gay away and go through like modern day conversion therapy and all of those things, right?
I didn't know you went through that.
Yeah, bro. That's why I'm like,
oh man.
But all of those things prepared me for these moments because I had strength to do it, which leads me to like, I feel really sad for those who maybe don't have that strength. You know, like, what do you do?
The people that feel stuck, going back to what we said earlier.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people in marriages, they take a vow of till death do us part, right?
Mm-hmm.
That adds a whole other layer of complication and shame to the situation.
Yeah.
But we've got one life. One life. It is too damn short to stay in something you're unhappy with.
And again, like I am like it's so crazy. I am 32 years old. I'm rebuilding my life from the bottom to the top, rebuilding my business. Like I'm rebranding everything you can imagine. It's starting over. And that doesn't happen in 8 months.
No, that takes, I don't even want to put a timeline on it. And you also got into that relationship at a very young age.
That part.
You're rebuilding yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's also important. Like I remind myself this, but I also feel like right now my purpose in this particular podcast is for anybody who's listening, they can feel like peace with like my words because again, I just didn't get that. But like it's okay to start over. It's okay to ask for help. I was so stubborn in this at the beginning. I was like very egotistical. I didn't want to share like anything. And then something happened where it's like when you become so vulnerable and you quite literally fall on your face, you either choose to ask for help or you can stay there. So like I also have to attribute my success of being where I am right now to the people who like reached out to me and like friends who were like, hey, you good, bro? Or like family members who were like, you know, even if they didn't have the right words, I still have to say like, I'm so thankful for everyone who was just there, like seeing me and being like, damn, I think being alone, it's really hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying to do that alone. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine that's impossible. Yeah. You need people around you to help lift you up. Again, it's like your entire world shatters. Mm-hmm. And these people come back in and kind of help you rebuild from the ground up. Yeah. That's what you need.
Yeah. It also is crazy. They always say this, like when you have monumental moments in your life, right? You get married, maybe you have a baby, maybe you get divorced, maybe you go through grief, you lose somebody. Did you ever experience people who like didn't show up for you?
Absolutely.
Are the people that you thought would show up for you and they didn't?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Those monumental moments, even when I re-release this, because people know,
right?
The people close to me know that this is my dream. But even when I re-release this, which is small in comparison to having a baby or going through a divorce, I mean, if you want to do that. But there were still people that didn't show up that I thought would.
Yeah.
And then there were people who I didn't think would show up that really did.
It shows you, like, that's also something I learned. Like, I have a beautiful support system in my life right now. Like, maybe part of it is because I'm actually being myself. I'm like authentically me and I'm showing up for me. And like, maybe people are gravitated towards that now, but it's just interesting. You start to like learn who your people are when you go through your worst.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do. I wish I met you sooner because I would love to see how you've developed over time. Wait. I've seen how you've developed over the past few months, which has been really cool to watch, even from a little bit of a distance because we don't live in the same state.
Thanks, dude.
But
like you really see that? You
yes,
see like
this
absolutely shift. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. There's a shift. I hit this the last time I was on here.
Everyone's all,
But yeah, I have noticed the shift and it's really cool to watch, even like I said, from a distance. I would love to speak to the people around you who have known you in the relationship and out of the relationship and through the divorce.
Yeah. I've gotten comments from like lifelong friends. These are people that like I grew up with. They've known me through every season, every breakup, every like phase, identity, whatever. Every single one of my friends has told me in their own way, but it's the same like thing. You are finally yourself.
Yeah. The shine is back in your eyes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the craziest compliment that you can get. But simultaneously, like I mentioned earlier, is pain and suffering and sadness can exist with happiness. It makes me sad that I was maybe gone for so long, and I can't even tell you how long. I can't even tell you if I want to like say that it's because of the marriage or whatever. Maybe I just lost myself.
And sometimes that happens. Maybe it has nothing to do with our partner. Maybe it has everything to do with our partner.
Right.
I went through a relationship recently. I was with her for about a year.
Okay.
Adore her. Still talk to her, of course, to the lesbian thing. Now we're friends.
Okay, hold on. Before you get into that, this year is the first official year that I've been like by myself in the queer community in my 30s, like exploring what this whole dynamic looks like. I can't keep up with whatever happens with lesbianism.
With lesbians and exes.
I'm like, wait, so like you guys dated, but then like you guys are roommates, but then you guys are.
Oh no, it's like it's the math meme. It's trying to put two and two together, and
Yes.
it's impossible. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, so is this okay? Wait, is this okay? And they're like, yeah, we're best friends. I'm like, yeah, but you guys like got married? Yeah. I'm like, I'm awesome.
Yeah, I get it.
Cool.
But I think we're good friends, and it makes sense that she and I are friends.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy we got to the other side of that. It took some time.
Damn.
Definitely didn't flip a switch and that happened.
Yeah.
It took some time, but we got there. And I'm very grateful for her friendship now. But when we were together, I was anxious.
Damn.
Anxious mess this time last year. I felt like I lost myself.
Damn.
But I had also lost my job.
Mm.
I had a really difficult time finding another one. I was broke. Oh my God. I was so broke. I think people don't talk enough about how difficult financial distress is.
Be open and so honest about that.
Yeah.
Because that's so true. I think there's a lot of pride behind it.
There's so much. I'm a Capricorn, okay? I'm just
damn.
like you.
Yeah.
I am very, very driven. I do not consider myself a lazy person.
Right.
At all.
Right.
I will work so hard. I am money driven. I admit it.
That's
But
fine.
I work very hard. I know that nothing gets handed to me. So I'll work my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I had nothing to do, I had no plan. I felt like my life was at least career-wise, was in the hands of other people because I was interviewing for job after job. I couldn't find anything. It was so awful. I felt like I lost control, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, you're just so broke. So broke, you're afraid to swipe your card at the grocery store. It's awful. And I'd never gone through that before, so I get that I grew up very privileged. I know I did. I'm the first person to admit that. I also was lucky enough to have my dad in LA, so I had a place to go. I know my situation could have been worse, but it was still awful.
But here's the thing, dude.
Awful.
Here's the thing. I had to remind myself this year because you follow your struggle up with, but it could have been worse. Everyone does that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like we all understand that things could be worse, but don't dismiss the pain and like the intensity that you're feeling in that moment because your struggle might be the lowest that you've ever felt and it might feel like it's never going to go away. I had to remind myself that all year.
It's true.
It is okay for me to be sad and like mourn over things. Like, and I would almost dismiss my own feelings sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It could be worse, Steph. You could, your sister can die or this could happen. It's like, no, like I am going through it and I should be able to like feel this and not follow it up with like well, it could be worse.
No, thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's a really good point because I do that. I kind of dismiss it.
All the time.
No, it was awful. It was pretty awful.
That part.
I was very stressed. I had a very successful career in marketing, so I never thought I would end up in the position that I was in, and I am just now getting myself out of it.
Okay.
Just now.
There you go.
So, but when I was in it, especially at this time last year, I didn't think I was ever going to get out of it.
No.
I was like, am I ever going to be employed again? Or is it just going to be this for the rest of my life? That sounds really dramatic, but that's how it felt.
When you're in this like dark space that you probably have never been in before, it's really easy to like think that this is the low. This is it.
Yeah.
Because I think your brain is like, it can't it can't imagine happiness or hope when you're just so consumed with debt.
Yes.
I'll share this, and I never shared this except for a few of my really close people in my life. My business account this year bounced twice.
Oof.
I worked my ass off to build my business. And this year, there was like a moment when my bank contacted me and they're like, "You are overdrawn." I was like, "What do you mean?" I had no idea. Like $1,500 overdrawn. Like, you need to replenish this now.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I don't even know like how to make that right now. I have other things that I have to pay. And those, like, that's a very real thing, is feeling financially stressed. It like trickles
it's such a
everything.
Real thing. Oh yeah. It's such a real thing. Like I said, I was lucky enough to have my dad.
Yeah.
And the support of my family.
It helps.
Just in general. But that feeling of I'm terrified to swipe my card at a grocery store is so real.
So real.
And it humbles you. It makes you, I mean, now that I'm kind of on the other side of it, I'm happy I went through it. The point that I was trying to make in bringing all of that up is it's when you're in it, it feels almost impossible to get onto the other side of it. Mm-hmm. But you have to go through it, and eventually you will get there.
That part.
Yeah.
It's that you have to go through it.
You have to go through it.
It's like a reference point, because now you're like, wow, I will never, like, you almost now will be like, I've been in a place where I'm financially struggling and I never want to be there again. So like, maybe I learned the lessons here, or maybe I like value my account now, or whatever it is. Like,
well,
mindset
you
changes.
just have the understanding of the value of $1, and I mean, there's a lot. That's a whole other podcast. Like I said, there's a lot that I learned. We have two now. There's a lot that I learned from that experience. I am grateful for it. Oh, this was the other point I was trying to make. I brought up my ex in this. She was trying very hard to support me, but the support that I was receiving, she knows this, but the support I was receiving from her wasn't what I was looking for at the time.
Right.
And I think that made me very anxious in the relationship and out of the relationship. I knew I needed to fix this on my own. Wow. She was trying.
Yeah.
She really was.
You know, that's like really nice to hear, because the same thing has happened to me. Some of the support that I got this year was not what I was looking for. In particular, like my dad, the way that he was giving me support was more of like this very optimistic view on life, and then kind of always relating it back to his experiences. And he was like, well, if your dad can do it, then you can too.
That's such a dad response.
And I'd be like,
that's not what I want.
Dude, and eventually I just ended up kind of distancing myself from talking to him about what I was going through, because in the moment, although he did his best to help me, which is kind of nice, this feels really healing. Like, in the moment he tried his best, but I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Like, again, I think you want to hear like, dude, it sucks.
It sucks. It sucks. And that's what I wanted to hear from her. She's a very solution-oriented person. So she was like, get a job at a coffee shop. She's right.
Right.
But I also was in this unique position where I was like, I don't want to end up at a job I hate again. Because I also didn't like my marketing jobs. Yeah. I had a whole career that I was holding on to out of ego purposes. But I didn't like my jobs. I didn't. I was also mediocre at them. At best, I was mediocre. And then I got this potential offer. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I was 5 interviews into HBO. 5 interviews into a job at technically it was an agency, but it was in partnership with HBO.
Gotcha.
I was so close to getting this job. And then I got a random call 2 months after the last interview. And they said, we're terminating the role. And that was the day I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I was 9 jobs deep. 9 jobs rejected me in a year. At that point, I was like, fuck this, I'm done. And then I got my certification.
Wow. Yep.
That day I signed up for the certification.
No way.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that I think that you have to go through ego death?
That was an ego death. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That call, that was an ego death. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. That was my breaking point. Yep. I don't want to do this anymore. My life is in the hands of other people. I'm changing it.
Yeah.
That was the ego death for me.
I had that this year.
Yeah.
In so many like facets of my life. Almost every. And like you've heard, like this year is the year of the snake. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you're shedding things that don't serve you. You're like getting rid of things. And like every time something would happen to me, because it got worse, I'd be like, this doesn't serve me. Okay. It took a long time to get to that like space where I would just like recognize it and be like, all right, this is part of it. I almost have to, like, when things are shitty, dude, you almost have to just start rolling with it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it comes in threes, but mine was like, it came in days, weeks, months. I was like,
yeah. You had a new development every single day.
I was like,
if you could pinpoint it, what is the single greatest lesson you've learned from this experience?
whoa, wow. The single most valuable or important thing that I learned from this experience, that sometimes in the moment, this could feel like something that you're going through can feel like the world is ending. But oftentimes the worst experiences in your life are about to catapult you into the best moments.
That's a good lesson. Yeah.
I can't, like, because I'm telling you, I do not regret anything that has happened this year, anything that I've gone through. I'm so grateful for every single experience that I went through, because now I'm able to actually be relatable. I can talk to people about this. I can be like, if somebody tells me something, I'm like, I get it. I understand. I've been there. Versus like, oh, well, what do you mean? What happened? It's
Yeah.
like, no, I get it, bro. So yeah, I think it's that, like, if you're going through a really, really hard time, and I think I'm just going to carry this throughout my life, because this is not the last time that I go through something intense. It would be crazy for me to think that like the rest of my life is going to be perfect. It's absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
So next time something happens to me, I can remember thinking, it's going to get better. It's going to be fine. Right now it sucks, but like there is going to be an endpoint to your pain or your sadness or whatever you're going through. Yeah.
That's really good.
Mm.
It's what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
This is going to sound really obvious, but the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Hmm.
Do you understand where I'm coming from with that?
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me was losing my mom. I don't know if anything is ever going to top that. It could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Right now, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. The worst thing that's happened to somebody else could be they lost their keys and
Right.
they had to go get them replaced.
Right.
But I don't want to take away from that pain, which is what you were getting at before.
Yeah.
That's what you were getting at before.
Absolutely.
Because that's the worst thing that's ever happened to that person.
Yeah.
I hope most people go through life and the worst thing that's ever happened to them is they lost their keys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably not going to be the case,
Mhm.
because inevitably all of us lose our parents, right? That's
Right.
something that I think every person goes through.
Heartbreak,
Heartbreak.
grief,
Exactly.
depression. Like those are real things.
Those are real things.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this, if you're going through a difficult time, don't let anybody take that away from you.
Hmm.
Even though I just tried to take that away from myself. But, do as I say, not as I do.
Same.
Think about it. Just the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Damn, dude. Wow.
Well, I love you. I love you.
Thank
Steph
you so much.
Rosales,
Yeah.
everyone. Ripped Rosales on
Ripped
Instagram.
Rosales. Yes.
Yeah.
And I hope to do this more. Like, it felt really scary at the beginning. Like, obviously, like, my tone was different, my body language. But sometimes you have to just step out of your comfort zone, dude. Like,
You got to just do it.
just do it.
I'm so honored you came on here, dude. I love you.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
you too. I appreciate you.
Yeah.